Hey, what's good? Game on, Wisconsin. Welcome back to Coast Packers. Victory Monday, number one. How you feeling today, Umar?
Good evening, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than I was last Monday. That's for sure. That game was, I don't know, it was kind of what we were expecting to happen, but when we saw it happen, holy crap! Like I think Soder said it best here, where he's kind of like, I never thought I would see the 1978-2003 Packers football game. Honestly, I expected to see that back in 2022 when Rodgers broke his thumb. I was kind of
Yeah,
hoping something like this, right?
yep.
I feel great, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was a hard fought battle. Honestly, again, we left a lot of points on the field,
Yeah.
and we could have blown them out. Honestly, like I feel like these last 2 weeks, even though we were 1-1, offensively we've been coming on really strong, and then defensively, I do feel it's a shift from what we had previously.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a shift. I think it's a it's a work in progress,
Mhm.
but overall, I'm stoked about this defense, and we can get more into that here in a second. But before we get too far,
Mhm,
um,
mhm.
I just gotta put it out there. Thank you for our official sponsor, Tundra Town Clothing Company, and you can find their clothes at TundraTownClothingCo.etsy.com. I'm rocking one of their shirts right now. Green
Yep,
Bay,
so am I. Yep.
Wisconsin.
This
Tundra
is fitting
Pro.
after yesterday's
Oh,
game.
yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, this is a good one to wear on Victory Monday, right? For home games, after home games. I know it's not the frozen tundra right now, but it's always the tundra.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, go to TundraTownClothingCo.etsy.com. Use our discount code Game On Wisconsin. Game On Wheat. Just the WI, the nice abbreviation for Wisconsin. That'll save you a little bit of money. 100% cotton, locally printed in Green Bay, family owned uh, apparel there. Gotta love it. All right. Coast to Coast Packers victory Monday one. Let's start it up by just a week two wrap up. Any thoughts about this game, or if you have thoughts about other games here in week two, as I crack a cold one here.
Okay. Oh man. Honestly, like this week it seemed like kind of crazy seeing the Ravens go 0-2 after having a lead. I thought that was kind of wild.
Yeah,
Raiders beating them at in Baltimore. That's just insane to me. The fact that the Giants lost their kicker in the game to where they had to go for two every single time,
yeah,
and they could have won that game. And Washington scored no touchdowns. They scored nothing but field goals and won the game.
yeah,
Bryce Young getting benched already. I think I do think that's a disservice to him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a new system. He's a second year player. Dave Canales, you signed a 6-year contract, man. I was like, if you're worried about getting fired already, I was like, A, Tepper doesn't need to be an NFL owner if he's talking about firing someone that he just hired. And then
yeah,
B, like this is supposed to be a development year anyway. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are winning or losing. It's about just preparing for the future, right?
yeah.
And just like, man, like even last night's game, like I think like all the hype in the Super Bowl offseason champs, the Chicago Bears, are starting to come, the Roosters are starting to come to roost. And you know what? They could be easily 0-2 right now if it wasn't for Tennessee being as terrible as they are. And
Yeah.
yeah, Houston really put it to them. And they're like, oh man, we stuck around with Houston. I was like, yeah, you stuck around with Houston because Houston shot themselves in the foot a couple times because
Hey,
good. Yeah.
Bears defense is legit, I
It's
think.
good though.
Their
I give it to them.
their offensive line is horrendous,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What does it remind you of, right? It reminds you of like when Cincinnati got drafted Jamar Chase, which I think was great, but they could have easily
Yeah.
had Penei Sewell, right? And it's
Yep.
like same thing here where they drafted Roma Dunze when they could easily had Joe Alt or JC Latham. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right, well, the Bears are gonna bear. And you know what? Polls, it gets to a point where like, all right, are you the right man for the job? Because there's a lot of his draft picks. I mean, Velus Jones was inactive and he was a high pick, right? And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, this Sunday was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, but I'm really starting to believe that Kansas City, like, they just need them to win because holy crap, that I understand that might have been PI, but my thing was the referee. He threw the flag like literally after the ball turned incomplete. Like he didn't throw it right when it happened. He
Yeah.
see the ball's gonna be incomplete, and then he threw the flag. And I'm just like, when I see stuff like that, it just looks so suspect, man. I don't
Yeah.
know, gotta be conspiracy theory, script writing, all that, but man, it just I don't know. Some of the stuff is like just they're like Nigger was saying it today, where it's like it gets to a point where these refs are thinking the game's about them, when in reality is their job is to make sure the game is fair, not to sit here and over officiate, which they've been doing lately a lot. Even in our games, they've been doing that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who we get Sunday because, man, I think we're going to be up for a good game because it's a game where Tennessee Titans aren't that good, and they have a lot of playmakers. What about you? What do you think? What did you feel about this Sunday? Our game, we talked about that yesterday, so I felt like we can go touch
Yeah.
NFL, right?
You know, I watched Caleb Williams run for his life last
Yeah.
night.
Yep.
He Soder here said Caleb Williams might get killed. And you know, he does have a bit of arm talent there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
100%.
he flashes that on the regular, but we'll see about his decision making. And then you know, he's gunslinging it right now. He's kind of fun to watch, man, to be honest with you. But I can't cheer for him, obviously.
No,
But
no. I have felt no sympathy for him whatsoever.
It's fun to watch him get chased, honestly. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fun.
It's just all these Bears fans coming out of nowhere all offseason talking about, oh, we are the best, we are this, we are that. You know, we're gonna take over the division. You know, Caleb Williams is coming to the most perfect situation that he could have ever came into, and now the Roosters are coming to roost. And guess what? They ain't got nothing to say for it. And these guys are looking like doo-doo on offense. I'm telling you, Shane Waldron was not the pick. I was happy they hired him because he is not a good OC. And man, like I'm telling you, like I'm really looking forward to seeing where they are, you know, in the next 4 to 5 weeks. Because if this continues, I mean, DJ Moore was pissed.
Yeah,
He was so mad when those balls were not getting his way. And at one point, he was like, he told Tyson Bagent, "I need you." I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, man. I'm definitely this Sunday was a lot of fun. I definitely didn't do anything Sunday. I watched a lot of football, probably a little bit too much football. I got a little too lazy. But man, it was good. And the Chargers, like, look, Harbaugh comes in. He has that team running just like he did with the Niners, man. And oh man, and guess what? 49ers, holy crap. Now they lost Debo. They lost Debo for 2 weeks. And
wow.
And Nick Bosa got banged. I mean, dude, they're getting nothing but injury after injury after injury. And then the Rams lost Cooper, and we play the Rams here in a couple weeks, so they're not going to have Cooper. They're not going to have Puka or Cooper. And their offensive line is completely shattered. So I'm telling you, like, as much as I want Jordan Love to come back, a part of me is kind of like, look, like if we can kind of weather the storm here for these next 2-3 weeks, cool. But again, if he's medically cleared to play, I'm playing him. Not even trying to be selfish, straight up, you know?
Yeah, if he's like pushing to come back, and he's like, I want to play this week. I'm all for him taking off this week and us like, hey man, just relax, take it easy this week. Because I feel like this is a very winnable game. If the Vikings, right, they play the Texans, I think, next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the Vikings go 3-0, if the Vikings are 3-0, I want Love to come back, man. Because I don't know. I'm really surprised how the Vikings are playing. The Bears might have the best defense in the North, but because their offense is abysmal right now, you know, we'll see how many games they win, and if they try to fix that offense line at all during the season. Saints, I want to at least say something about the Saints. Holy moly. Who says you can't teach an old car new tricks, man?
Goodness gracious. Bro, look, that was actually pretty good because holy crap, like I was hating on Dennis Allen big time. Okay. I was hating on him hard. And he has that team running like a fine-tuned machine right now. He's always had good defenses. Offense has been kind of helter-skelter, right? Yeah. Now they got this Kyle Shanahan system there. Clint Kubiak went there, learned up for Kyle for a year or two, maybe a year only. And he brought that same system here. And man, Derek Carr is wheeling and dealing. And Kamara, who I feel like is going to be out after this year. I don't think he's going to return. So he's playing for like a new team, basically, right? So he's going to play his butt off. Like, and Rashid Shaheed, dude, holy crap! Like he was a home run hitter last year, but to hit a home run two weeks in a row, like Chris Olave, who? Like, dude, I'm telling you, like we play them this year. At least they come
on Monday night,
dude. It's going to be a game, bro. That's going to be a game. Man. Yeah, that's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, man, Saints are looking good, man. Before we maybe we talked a little bit on the Vikings and the Bears. Bucs Saints. Man, matchup of Titans. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I gotta stay focused here instead of looking at
let's go.
Gotta bring up the Lions. Okay. Lost at home to the Bucs.
Yeah.
Goff. Costly turnovers. Baker Mayfield looking good, looking solid. But we got to talk about all the NFC North teams, I feel like, each week. And
I don't blame you. And you know what's funny, too? When it comes to, like, the Lions and the Buccaneers, I thought that was going to be a shootout. I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. It didn't even break the over, man. And the fact that Baker Mayfield got sacked, 5 or 6 times by Hutchinson, and it still didn't rattle him. Like, if you sack a guy that many times, eventually he's looking for footsteps. He's, as Sam Darnold used to say, he's seeing ghosts, right? Dude, he did not care. He just kept wheeling and dealing. Godwin had a career game. Like, and for the fact that the Buccaneers' whole secondary was banged up, Antonio Winfield out, Carlton Davis no longer there, James Dean out, or Jamal Dean out. I mean, dude, they had nobody back there. They had a bunch of, like, just no names back there, and they got the job done. And Goff did not look good. Like, I'm just trying to be honest. Like, he just didn't look that good. And Amon St. Brown got banged up. They're saying that it's a day-to-day injury with a bone, like a contusion, I think it is, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, like Sam Laporta hasn't been looking great. He hasn't done really anything, and he was a really big part of that offense last year. Jameson Williams has been killing it. He's been back-to-back weeks now. He's been having 100 yards and doing his thing. But you're right, though, bro. Like, someone said, like, one of the guys who had Niners beat was like, Niners are banged up, Packers lost their quarterback, Rams are hurt. This is going to be the Lions division and NFC conference. I'm like, I don't think so, dog. Like, like they can't even keep their head on straight right now. But the fact that they're losing players and they just lost a game that was easily winnable. They had the ball at the end of the game, and they had multiple times to score, and Goff threw a pick.
And they go to Arizona next week, and that's not
gimme anymore, dude.
That's not a gimme, man. No.
What did I tell you? Did I tell you Arizona's gonna be truth this year? I told you they were on the up.
I like it when the Cardinals are good. I have a lot of in-laws that live down in Arizona, and they're Cardinals fans. And so when the Cardinals are good, it's a better time to hang out with the in-laws because they're in a better mood.
100%. I'm just gonna say, like, the Arizona Cardinals have been building that team now for a while. Kyler Murray had the ACL, so he had that down year. And then last year he was coming back from the ACL, so he had some time to kind of get his legs right. But once he got his legs right, dude, it was going to be a matter of time for him and Marvin Harrison Jr. got on the same page. When they did, is all I can say. Because that offensive coordinator is coaching his ass off. And Kyler Murray, people forget he was a first overall pick. Like, he's not a bum. Like, yeah, he's hella short, but the dude has a rocket for an arm. He knows how to play within the confinements of his measurements, if that makes sense, right? Like, he's a hell of a football player. And honestly, like, he's already in the MVP conversation. Like, it's sad that him and Derek Carr are probably leading the MVP conversation right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we got to throw out there too. Rodgers got a win with the Jets.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Showed up when it mattered.
Yep.
And so I guess then we have Eagles and Falcons tonight. Enjoy that one.
Hell yeah, man. I think that's starting right now as we speak.
Oh yeah. Shoot. But then let's move on here. Let's do the latest on Love, right? It's gonna be like Love Watch all week. It's gonna be like breaking news on Love, all week. That's what it's gonna be all week on Packers media is Love updates, right? And
you heard Rob Domofsky, right? Rob Domofsky said that Jordan Love is really close to playing.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Oh, that wasn't subterfuge. That wasn't like gamemanship." He literally was trying to come back, and literally he was on the sideline. He looked good. He had a sleeve
Yeah.
on his leg, and he was walking around nice. Like now, the floor changed his tune a little bit this week because last week he was like, "Okay, he doesn't need to practice. He can come in and play if he needs to." Right.
Yeah.
Then this week he's like, "Yeah, he purposely didn't talk to Flea before he came to the press conference today, which was pretty cute, right?" But he says that he would like for him to get some kind of reps in by Wednesday. So, first game,
Okay.
first week. I think they practice tomorrow. They normally do tomorrow, Wednesday, off Thursday. They practice Friday, walk through Saturday, and then they go game Sunday. I think that's how it is. I could be wrong, but basically, like, I agree. Soder's right. You can't hurry him back, but just looking at the way that way the offense played yesterday with Malik, right? Like, dude, like we ran the ball down their throats. But if you get a running game like that going with Jordan now, it's all she wrote, man. I'm sorry, but it's going to be nice.
Absolutely.
Like you're going to be in Tennessee where there's been a house of horrors for us, unfortunately, right? But I think Tennessee Titans as a team, they're not. I don't think they're not there yet. They're not going to be there for a while. But Jordan Love is. I feel like they can wait another week if they want to. But he's our franchise quarterback, so if he's ready to play, I'm ready to play him. I'm not saying that because I have him in most of my fantasy football leagues. I have a backup. I have and Kyler Murray, so I'm good. And I got Jaden Daniels. I'm good. But I do admit that there were times where you and me were texting each other, right? And we're like, dude, just take a shot. Just take a deep shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I feel like, with the way Jacobs just came out, that people are going to be expecting. I mean, and look at Jacobs even said it. He said after the game, he's like, I had another quarter in me. And I'm thinking bro, what? And the thing is he's used to carrying the ball 30 times a game. He's like a Derrick Henry kind of running back who he needs 25, 30 carries a game because in the second half of the game, he is now beating you down. He is what AJ Dillon was supposed to be, who unfortunately didn't turn out that way, right? So sign me up, man. I'm down. What do you think? How do you feel this is going to play with Love? You think he's going to wait another week?
Yeah, like I was saying, if Love is on it, like I want to play, and your trainers are like, he could go. I would really try to help him pump the brakes on one more week, man. It's not a divisional game. The Vikings game is so much more important, in my opinion. I feel good about Malik having a chance in this game. The way the Vikings have been playing, though, I definitely want Love back for that game.
100%.
And so it's we don't need to hurry Love. And I feel like coming back for the Vikings game isn't hurrying him, in my opinion, with the way they've graded this out, what we've seen him. They're saying he's going to be taking some practice reps on Wednesday. I'm see you in back at home against Minnesota. But I want to see the Malik revenge game, I guess, too. I'm a Malik Willis fan now. Hey, someone tweeted. I got to go find this. Someone tweeted during the game that if they won this game, that they would buy someone a Malik Willis Packers jersey, and I retweeted it, and then I commented I'm gonna hold you accountable, man.
Please do. Yeah, dude.
So I got to go back because if he ends up offering it to me, I will gladly take a Malik Willis Packers jersey, man.
Yeah, them Bams on Twitter never come through, man. I still got this guy named Country Whiskey who's a Bears fan who bet me that if the Packers win a game, he's gonna wear a jersey, a Packers jersey. Till this day, he's saying come through on that bet because no Bears fans ever come through any bets. But no, so it's funny you say that because I was thinking about that, right? So we got Tennessee, then we got Minnesota, then we got the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's our next 3 weeks. As I would want him back for this week because I would want him to come out cold against the Vikings because that defense right now is humming. Jonathan Greenard looked like a man possessed against the Niners. He looked disgusting. There was nobody on the offensive line that could stop him. Right now, truth be told, when it comes to the Niners offensive line, the only one that's worth a damn is Pooney and Trent Williams. Everybody else sucks ass. So he was just destroying the right tackle. It wasn't even funny. So I don't see a problem there for us there. But and then you still have oh God, what's the other guy's name? Oh, why am I drawing a blank? Who's the other defensive end for the Vikings? Oh, come on, Omar, come on. Harrison Phillips is in the middle. You have Greenard on one side. They traded away Danielle Hunter, and oh God, who's the other bum? They're all bums to me. They're all bums. But
you got Tillery, Phillips, Bullard, Greenard, Williams.
I think it's. I don't know. But Bullard. It might be Bullard. Is it Bullard? All I know is that like when it comes to that team, the way Brian Flores is like the way he coaches, he does like even Purdy said, he goes, your scheme is crazy. Now, Jordan Love figured out a scheme last year and ate him up, right? In their house, he embarrassed the shit out of them. So I do expect them to find a way to do it again. I just want him back. I want him back for next week so that he can get his feet up under him. So then when it comes time to play them, then they'll be ready to go. Because that division game,
I get it, but we were just talking about that run game, right? That's what you use when he comes back, right? You lean on the run a little bit.
Yeah,
warm him up slow. I'm okay with taking the week off. I'd rather have him come back feeling better and lean on the run game in that first game back. But I saw something in the comment section I really like here. He's saying if it is Willis versus Tennessee, how much more of the playbook gets installed this week? And
man, like that. So it's funny because I asked Coach LaFleur about that. And they're like, someone's like, hey, are you going to open up the playbook more now that you have more trust in Malik? He goes, what are you talking about? We did open up the playbook. And I'm like, okay, stop being cute. But he is right, though. He did open up the playbook because there's probably plays there when it comes to the run game that he wasn't planning on probably exposing until probably later in the season or the playoffs. Because we've never ran an offense like that, like a Kyle Shanahan offense. That's how Kyle runs. Kyle runs stuff like that. Like that game against us in 2019 where they ran for like 5,000 yards. With Raheem Mostert, dude, that to me was what what LaFleur did. And it worked flawlessly, dude. It worked amazing. Like the amount of times that I just saw a pulling tackle, a pulling guard, a pulling tight end, a pulling receiver going through like the AB gap and just destroying a linebacker. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Like there's a t-shirt that Cheesehead TV has that's run the fucking ball, right? And that was what that was. And dude, like I can go the rest of the season just having Josh Jacobs as being the workhorse and like us just like having Jordan just literally do what he needs to do when he needs to do it. Ride Jacobs because he looks so good. I understand the Colts defense sucks.
It's just you hope that it's just it's a passing thing where we don't see Jacobs fumble for the rest of the season. That's the one thing right now is like we've seen 2 in 2 weeks. And so if we want to lean on Love, just clean up the fumble issues these first 2 weeks.
I agree.
And but I'm sure tomorrow there will be a new story, a new podcast all about Love and when he's going to be back.
100%.
So just look out for it. But another thing I wanted to make sure we get to tonight is snap, more or less.
Okay.
And I don't have. We can just bring people up. I didn't prepare any specific names.
Yeah.
But if there's any guys off the top of your head who you want to see less of, somebody you want to see more of.
Okay, so let's see. I want to see less of Keyshawn Nixon in the slot.
Okay.
I love Keyshawn. I love his attitude. I love his passion. I love his fire. I do love him on the defense, but I love him more when he's attacking than when he's playing coverage. He's not been a good slot corner his whole career. I mean, that's just a fact.
And he out of the cornerbacks, I think he played the second most snaps yesterday.
Yeah, which is also annoying to me because they clearly had Carrington over Stokes yesterday too. Stokes had Carrington had more snaps than Stokes, right? Which is fine because when Carrington was in there, he had a pass break up down the sideline that could have been an easy touchdown, and he knocked that out the way, right, to Pittman. So for me, Kendrick had brought that up yesterday. And so for me, like, I really want to see Lester Nixon. I want Quay to get his head in the game. I need to figure out something with him. I really do want less of those two. And then I know Josh Myers did some good things. Don't get me wrong, but like throwing up on the ball twice and then like boot and rally. But then like they said that second time when he threw up on it, John Boy did a video which is hilarious where like Malik gets it and he like wipes his hand on his towel as he's in play. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that he couldn't throw the ball, but when you look down the field, like everybody was open. So like even though Josh Myers threw up and it wasn't like his fault, like another thing that he did that caused us not to get, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I just need some more consistency there, man. But he did.
And why is he blowing chunks? Is he out of shape?
No, he said that he had one of those Gatorade drinks, like he had one of those like electrolyte drinks, and it got stuck in his throat, and then it just tickled his throat so much that it made him Earl, which I have to admit has happened to me too. So I can't hate on him.
But is it the ones with the sodium? Is it the ones with the sodium in it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can like take drinks of those. Those I can't chug those. If you're chugging the sodium Gatorades, man, there might be something wrong with you.
Well, they said it was unusually one of the hottest days in Green Bay yesterday too, which played probably into dehydration, cramping, stuff like that, right?
I heard it was like the second hottest game time temp or something like that ever. I'm like, whew.
Yes. So like, there's things that Josh does that he does well. Like I said, if he can just keep doing that, like Steve Cook, a guy that follows me on Twitter, he's always messaging me. He's a real good dude. He's always like, dude, I gotta send you this stuff. I'm not gonna let you off the hook because Josh Myers had a good game. And I'm like, all right, yeah, okay, he did have a good game. I can't lie, but I just do I think that he's a center for us to go to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. That's just me personally, though. So, what do you think? Who's your snap? Because these are my negatives. I'm gonna give some positives in a second, but give me your negatives. I hope I didn't take them all.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, we can double down too. Myers played 100% of the snaps yesterday. But the thing is, it's like I can't critique this offensive line at all right now. I feel like after this game, they played as a unit yesterday, and they really took over the game. So I'm sure next week I'll be talking about Myers, maybe less snaps. I'd like to see, I'm going to be going back and forth probably. I want to see more snaps for Emmanuel Wilson. He didn't run as effectively yesterday. I think what it was is Jacobs, he was running, for 5 yards a carry. And so, man, that's just what it's going to be if you got to ride the hot hand, right? So I want to see Wilson more, but I understand why in this game it did not happen. I would love to see more snaps from Musgrave, but I think that Kraft is just so damn good all around. He's just got a better all-around game. I think that's what it's going to be. Oh, he's Soda here. Carl Brooks. Left here. Carl Brooks. He's a guy I'd like to see more of. They have those snaps between those defensive linemen. Kenny Clark played 62%, Wyatt 45, Brooks 41, Slayton 34. That's a pretty even distribution.
I like that, actually. It keeps them fresh, too. I like that. And the defense on the field for like 20 minutes, they said. They were barely on the field. So, they were all
beautiful.
Rested, dude.
That's the thing of beauty.
Yes.
Especially because we're going on the road next week.
Yes.
Having fresh legs. I could see Brooks getting more snaps like later in the season and bringing Clark's down because Clark is the guy I want to keep fresh.
Yep, 100%.
If we get in a place where our defense is rocking and we're multiple games above 500 and you can find ways to increase, say, Brooks' snaps and bring down Walker because Walker's a guy, man. I want Walker to win Kenny Walker to win a Super Bowl with us so bad, man. Kenny Clark. I'm Kenny Walker. Clark, Sorry, man. I'm spacing out there. Kenny Clark.
Man. The kombucha game,
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a THC drink.
Oh, even better. Woof.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But so no, Kenny Clark, man.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of snaps right now, the most, but we need him out there. But he's the guy I would hope to see maybe down in the 50s, like half the snaps, if you can get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's no impact to like the pressure, right? Because I think someone was saying that the way the Packers rushed this week, these last 2 weeks, was really trying to contain a quarterback who are very much like running quarterbacks. So you have to be mindful of their legs, right?
Yeah.
And now you're going up against a guy like Will Levis, who is also a pretty athletic guy, but he doesn't run anywhere as much as Richardson and Hurts do. So I do expect him to kind of maybe attack upfield more and try to really be more like trying to be more attacking in comparison to be playing a little more safe. And then on top of that too, Tajay Spears, their backup running back, who's like a 1A, 1B to Tony Pollard. He's banged up with ankle injury. And so, and they but I don't know if we're going to the Tennessee Titans yet, but real quick, snap. I want to definitely see more of Emmanuel Wilson. I love Josh Jacobs. Don't get me wrong now.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a little bit more of an even split between the two. I want Jacobs to get all his touches, but I could tell that man was not taking off many plays. Like he was literally like a play or two here, and he'll go right back in.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we have not had a running back like that since maybe Amon Green or James Starks. It's been a long time, dude. Aaron Jones wasn't getting curious like that ever.
It's I'm loving it with him, and I agree with Soder here. Less Enigbare and more Van Ness, and I wonder if with I don't know. I thought you would see more Van Ness with the athletic, fast quarterbacks.
Same.
His
snaps have been kind of low, to be honest with you. But it's again, are they just bringing him on slowly? You know what I'm saying? Is that the whole thing with him?
I mean, that's what they did with Rashawn Gary.
Same thing.
No, but before we get to Packers Titans, we gotta just briefly go into can Narveson kick?
Okay.
How are we feeling so far after 2 weeks? Is that fair enough? I
feel better about Narveson than I ever did about Anders Carlson, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like Narveson, he's now missed 2 field goals in 2 games. I get that. He's also missed 2 critical field goals in 2 games. I just like his moxie.
Yeah.
I don't see any fear in him, if you know what I'm saying, right? When he does talk after the games, when he has those plays, he's like, hey, look, it's just the way his attitude is. It just seems like he knows he fucked up, and he was like, hey, I gotta get better. This is unacceptable. But with Carson, you just kind of look right now, a prime example by Anders Carlson. All right, if he was as good as he is, or if people think he could be rehabilitated, the Giants would have been working him out right now because the Giants have no kicker. They brought in 4 kickers, and he was not one of them. So all I gotta say is, clearly he's not a first choice for anybody. So Narveson's a rookie too, right? Yep. And I'm willing to, if he makes all his extra points and he's going 75 to 80% every game, I know that's not great, but you know what? At the end of the day, I feel like as the season progresses, we're gonna see improvement with him. And if we don't, we do have Alex Hale on the practice squad.
Well, I think he's going to get a great shot here in Tennessee this weekend with Malik running quarterback. I expect to, kick field goals when we get the opportunities and our draw. I just think it could be a game like this week, right? Play tough D, hold Levis in check, hold his weapons in check. So
he got weapons for days, dude. He got nothing really is no joke. He's 30 years old, but that man can still run like the wind. DeAndre Hopkins is banged up, but he's still DeAndre Hopkins, right?
Yeah.
And Chigi Owonkwo is he's a beast of a tight end. Now the thing is, they have the worst offensive line in the league. They have a terrible offensive line. So my thing is if you're gonna have a week to where you can really play press man coverage upon these guys and send the dogs after Will Levis, this is the week to do it. 100%.
Yeah. So let's just jump into that Packers Titans matchup. I definitely feel better about it today, right? The Packers open as 2.5 point underdogs. So it's going to be a field goal game. It could be, a field goal winner, a game winning kick. That's what I would like to see. Okay, now that we're just talking about it here, and we're throwing it out there. If that's the way we win, if it's like another like dog fight like it was this week, that's what I think we're gonna get. I want a Narvison game winner, and he sort of says, and Will Levis is still Will Levis.
Dude, I was a big Will Levis guy coming out. I loved him in high school. I loved his I thought he was decent in college, right? He was all over Instagram, man. So I was just always like watching the way he would just zip the ball, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely not turned out the way I thought he would. And no joke, like the one thing I would do think that if Malik does play, Malik Willis revenge game. Like, wouldn't it be the story be amazing that he goes back home to a team that he was drafted him, the team that traded him away because they didn't think he was the answer.
Yeah.
And comes back and not only takes a team that he's on now and takes them to victory in their house against that coaching staff. And the thing is, he knows how that team works because he's with them for the whole offseason, training camp, preseason. So all I'm saying is, like, for me, I just think like the stories would be amazing. Like Jason Wilde is probably going to go insane if Malik Willis gets the start. Like, no joke, he's gonna have stories up. He probably has stories lined up already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, but no, man, like, I'm 100% with you. Like, it's a great opportunity for us to go on the road and try to steal a win here, because anything that we do now with Jordan being out is a luxury. It's gravy on the cake. And if we somehow come out of this thing 2-1, hey, that is freaking amazing. Because we were talking about being like what? 0-3. We were talking about being 1-3, right? Like, who knows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just trying to hold on for dear life kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was like, there's only been one team that's gone 0-4 and made the playoffs, and it's like, well, now I don't even have to worry about that. We got one.
Exactly.
And now I feel more confident going into this game and watching Will Levis, who's thrown 3 picks already on the season. Packers already have, was it 5? We got 5 interceptions on the season. I feel like we're going to go down to Tennessee, and I think we're going to get a couple more. So
I think we're leading the league in takeaways right now. And to be honest with you, like, we had the 3 picks. The 1 pick was on the Hail Mary, right? But like, there was like 3 fumbles that occurred that we could have got our hands onto. So you could have looked at like a 6 turnover game, dog. Like, I'm just saying, like, this team is finding ways to not get the ball out, or the teams are making some bad, because whatever's occurring, that they're making mistakes to cause these things to happen. We need to kind of have that kind of luck happen again, straight up. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, at least.
Yeah. And we're going to get it. Dude, can you imagine if McKinney gets a pick down there and he starts his Packer career 3 games, 3 picks?
You talk about there was talks about him being the next Nick Collins, and people are like, okay. He's not the next Nick Collins. But, right now, from an interception perspective, he's there. He's definitely on that track, knock on wood. And then now if he takes a couple to the house, oh, boy.
Dude, that's what we need. We've been getting these takeaways. We need to get a pick 6. We need to get a scoop and score.
Yes.
And I think talking about this Packers-Titans game, right, we're going to need something big like that. Whether or just like get it in the red zone. I don't know. This is another winnable game. I'm really excited about it. Is there what are the weapons? Some of those weapons in Tennessee that maybe, they got Tony Pollard at running back. They got Ridley Hopkins, Boyd at wide receiver.
Yeah, I've got
and then you said Aquanico, right?
Yeah. Yep. His name is crazy. I can't say it either. So I think it's Okongo. But he's a big dude. Like, he's a big athletic tight end who he was behind. Oh my God, there was another tight end there, Austin Hooper. I don't know if Austin Hooper's still there or not, but he was behind. Like, he's been behind some tight ends, and he hasn't gotten some playing time. But he's a very physically gifted man, and just hasn't had the chance. And like, he had a touchdown last week 1. Like I said, like, The weapons for Tennessee are amazing. Their offensive line is just not good. I think they drafted one of the Georgia kids, and I think he got banged up. And then Peter Swiskowski, one of our guys that we've been talking about. He our Packer alumni son, right?
Yeah.
And just none of the guys there really have the offensive line is not gelled. And I think if this is a time to take advantage of a situation, this is the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what I've seen from the Titans, I haven't been very impressed defensively. I was surprised Rodgers struggled like he did.
Yeah.
He made some throws when it mattered most, but it's Rodgers is not the same guy anymore.
No. Also because if you think about it, this is really his first year playing with these guys, right?
Yeah.
He's still developing that chemistry. Garrett Wilson's numbers were not great. Breece Hall had some good numbers. Braylon Allen had some good numbers, right? He had 2 touchdowns, okay?
Yeah.
But I think as long as Rodgers can stay healthy, around week 8, week 9 is when you're going to really see the Rodgers that we know. And because their offensive line has been blocking pretty decently, he's just not on the same page with his guys yet. But you know what? The talent that he has there, and also having Alan Lazard there, I just think that it's going to take some time. But once they get it going, they're going to get it going, right? Their defense is nothing right now. They lost Bryce Huff. They traded for Hassan Riddick. Riddick is pissed. He doesn't want to play there unless he gets his contract. Yeah. So if I am Joe Douglas, I am either trading Hassan Riddick for another pass rusher that was willing to play in New York, or I'm paying Hassan Riddick. And I'm just saying the hell with the optics. I'm just doing it. Because you need the pass rush because their pass rush is terrible right now, But back to Tennessee. Tennessee, offensively, defensively, their defensive line is good. They just don't have any depth. Having Tyrod Sweat, having Harold Landry, and then also having Jeremy Simmons. It's a pretty freaking good defensive line right now. You know what I'm saying?
I know they got two defensive linemen on the IR right now as well.
Yeah,
they're saying. Right? Yeah.
It's just like for us when it came to the Colts. When they lost, Buckner got hurt. Fucking looked like he broke his damn ankle, right? And then Latu got hurt too. And then Kenny Pay was in and out also. So you know what I'm saying? We did get a little lucky there too. But of course, we weren't really we didn't have to worry about the pass rush. Because hell, we weren't passing the ball, so not really.
Yeah.
But you're right. They got Arden Key. That's who it was. Arden Key was the other guy. I forgot all about damn Arden Key. Dude, they don't have no depth. They're running a 3-4 also too. So
I think we just go in there and try to run the ball again like we did. But as Keith Soder said, you got to open up the playbook a little more. You would hope you let Malik throw a few more times in the first half.
Yes, 100%.
And take a deep shot in each half at least. It's gonna be there.
Yeah,
they're gonna be there. We got to take our shots. Hopefully Myers doesn't throw up on the ball again, so Willis can actually throw it.
Honestly, I'm staying away from L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed is one hell of a football player. He was a beast when he was in Kansas City. So I stay away from him. I'm going after Chidobe and Uzi, and I'm going after whoever their slot corner is. Who is that? Oh, McCary. Yeah, I'm going after those two. And again, you're right. Now that we've established the run game honestly is going to be my focal point. Literally, even when Love is there, that's what LaFleur said. He goes, even if Love was back there, we're going to be heavily running the ball to protect Love, right?
Yeah.
So I would do the exact same thing. I would just be, hey, look, even if Love is back there, we're going to run the ball. We're going to do not such a crazy split, but a pretty crazy split. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then if Malik is out there, I do think that you have to let him take some shots, but make smart decisions because, like you said, you know what? When he did make throws, he made some good throws, but a lot of them were very short, intermediate throws, right? He wasn't taking the one shot he took was more of a great catch by Dobbs than it really was. He just threw the ball up there, right?
Yeah.
And even on that play, someone said that Josh Jacobs was wide open coming across the middle. You know what I'm saying? So it's I just feel this game is setting up to be because the fact that Love is not 100%, it's not like a trap game, right? Like this would
Yeah.
be a perfect trap game if Love was healthy and he's played the last 2 weeks. This would be an ultimate trap game. But because
Yeah.
he isn't healthy, there's some like question, like, hey, into the spread, we're underdogs, right? So
Yeah.
it's like there's that thought that there could be a way Tennessee gets their first win.
Yeah. Yeah, Malik was 12 of 14 this week. I don't want to see him throw more than 20 times though next week. That to me,
yeah,
like maybe 6 more attempts. That's all I'm asking for. So I'm not asking for a lot more throwing, but open it up a little bit more. I think there's some more LaFleur genius in there, and that's something we haven't really brought up, man. That was a hell of a coaching job.
God, yeah. 100%.
And maybe that's what we can roll into our last words is just like the game plan that this coaching staff came up with. What are your thoughts and feelings about this coaching staff?
I think this coaching staff earned their money this Sunday. Like, I was kind of annoyed with the way they came out with the game plan in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
But they finally did what I've expected like LaFleur to do for so many years, where it's like, what their team's weakness is, I'm going to exploit the weakness. Yeah. And I would prefer him doing this every single week. Find out what they suck at and go after it. I don't care what it is. And I don't care, we have a $55 million quarterback. I don't give a damn about any of that stuff. At the end of the day, it means wins and losses, right? Yeah. Fantasy football, stats, MVP. Oh, that's all great and dandy. But the truth is, you find out what their weakness is, you go after it. For these guys, for the Tennessee Titans defense, their weakness, I feel like, is the middle of the field, right? And, honestly, like they were getting eaten up by running backs coming out the backfield and making plays, catching the ball and stuff like that. I'm, if anything, that's what I'm focusing on trying to do when it comes to taking advantage of that. And then defensively, this is where I want to see Halfley. Halfley now, they showed it 2 weeks in a row. Both quarterbacks have had the worst quarterback reigns of their career. So I want him to continue that. I want him to continue that. You keep that up, man.
Yeah. How much can Will Levis go lower than he has before, though? What is his worst? Is there
there's a will, there's a way. Dad joke like a motherfucker.
Oh, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pumped, man. This Halfley has shown progression from week 1 to week 2, I think. And I think it's going to get better each week. There's going to probably be frustrating moments still. He's still getting his feet wet. As for the offense, I think you're 100% right, Amar. It's just like, let's really game plan, find some plays that play off of Malik's strengths, but are also used to aim at, Titans' weakness on defense. And if that's in that middle of the field, finding Kraft or Musgrave, or like you said, getting the running backs out of the backfield, out in the flats. I'm excited to see what they dial up and how much more they open it up. But I feel like this coaching staff is on the precipice of being elite. I think that road has been starting to get thrown around with LaFleur. But for me, I think to really kind of be able to wear that elite title, you got to at least make the Super Bowl for me to start thinking that we're really close. He is a genius, but let's see if he's elite yet. That's what I got. My last words.
I was going to say, everything is going to be going for him, right? Most wins. I mean, being a consistent winner, and he really does need that ring now. He just needs to win. And that will solidify. And the only bad thing is when that happens, you do lose people on your staff. Yeah. But it just gives other people opportunities to get up in there. So
absolutely. And hey, speaking of wins, right? We hit 800. So we will throw that out there. We're at 800 wins. The Bears were the first to 700. We made 700 when the Bears were at 732, and we beat them to 800 wins. That's fantastic. But here's to 1,000. I want to be the first to 1,000 wins. Let's go get a Super Bowl. Hey, jump back on and join Coast to Coast Packers next week or after the game. There'll be another post-game show. Also, Go over to TundraTownClothingCo.etsy.com. Use our code GameOnWisconsin. Get yourself a discount code. The Colts were tundra struck, and the Bears still suck.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, let's go down to Nashville and get another one. And as always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, baby.